Okay, let's give you guys some more practice. So the equation for the red line, the equation for this red line here is given by this. The equation for the blue line here is given by this. Looking at this area here, we are going to rotate it 360 along the, we're going to rotate it 360 along the x-axis. So when you rotate it 360 along the x-axis, you're going to get a solid looking something like this. And then this is you've got a hole in the middle here. So if you rotate it 360 along the x-axis, you're going to get a solid looking like that. So so work out the volume of this solid. Okay, so press pause and have a go. Okay, there are several ways of doing this. Let's just look at the cylinder method. So we're going to sum up all the cylinders. So we are moving along the y. We are moving along the y direction here. So us summing up all the cylinders would be us doing this from 0 to 1, from 0 to 1, and we are looking at one particular cylinder. Let's look at this one here. The thickness associated with this cylinder would be, well, this here would be dy. We are moving along the y direction, so it's going to be something dy. Okay, and then well, if you look at this cylinder here, it will look something like this. Hang on, it will look something like this. So the radius of this cylinder, well, don't forget we are moving in the y direction. When y is right at this point here, then the radius will be, well, it will be y. We are moving in the y direction. At this particular y value here, the radius of this cylinder will be y. So it will be, so the circumference of this whole thing here will be 2 pi y. So this here will be our circumference. Now we need to know the length of this cylinder here. The length of this cylinder would be, well, hang on, let's start again. So we are moving, the length of this cylinder here, let's just look at this particular cylinder here. The length of this cylinder would be from here to here, and then add it from here to here. So, hang on, so from here to here, don't forget we are moving along here, so y is moving about at this particular value, at this y value here, the x distance here would be, well, you've got to look at the blue line here. The x, at this particular value, at this particular y value here, the x direction will be y squared plus 1. Okay, so this here would give us this. This here would give us this distance here from here to here. Now we need to know the distance from here to here. Well, don't forget it is y that's moving about at this particular value. At this particular value of y here, the radius. Well, we've got to now look at the red line now. The radius at this particular y. Well, at this particular value of y, this distance here will be y squared times 3 and then minus 1. So the distance here would be 3y squared minus 1, and then the distance here, hang on. So the distance from here to here is given by this. The distance from here to here will be given by y squared plus 1. Okay, so if you want to know the overall length of the cylinder, it would be this. Take away this. Yes, it will be take away, because in this region, this thing here will be negative. If that doesn't make sense to you, then you have to think about it. Press pause and really think about it. So the circumference. So remember, we are summing up all the cylinders. Hang on. We are summing up all the cylinders. So looking at this particular cylinder here, the circumference of this cylinder is given by this. Okay, so because the radius is y, the radius is y here. This is the radius. So the circumference is given by this. Okay, and then the length of this cylinder here is given by this whole thing here. Okay, and then it's going to be dy. So it's really, so the volume will be you evaluating this whole thing here. So now evaluate it. So tidy up. So it's blah 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 blah, and then overall the volume here will be pi. Okay. In the next video, we're going to look at the other method of summing up all the disks. So we're going to sum up all the disks up to here, and then here we have to sum up all the washers. Well, I will show you in the next video. Okay.